Very good morning to all. Thanks for joining. So let us start our session. Yeah, so I hope everyone has installed IICS in your machine. Only one person didn't install. So I will check who is that and then I will help. Okay, after the session I will ping and then help. So I will make sure that everyone has installed and everyone is practicing on daily basis. Okay. Yeah, so we'll continue. And today we'll start with the architecture as well as the Informatica different services. So if you go to the home, so we do have different services here. So like we have AWS and other GCP, other cloud system, right? It has many services. If you take AWS, a lot of services are available. You have Redshift, you have S3. You have different services are available, right? In AWS. GCP also we do have different services. The same way in Informatica Cloud Intelligence Services, we do have different services. If you go to the services, you can find all services. So this is the my services. In my system, these 4 services are enabled. So that services is called data integration service, administrator service, monitor service, operational insights. So we can check what is that. And if you click on the show all services, it's based on the real-time system. If you are going for a real-time project, so based on their licenses and based on their applications, you'll be seeing that all the services. Okay, so whatever the services your organization is enabled, so that services will be enabled over there. So mass ingestion, all this it will be enabled over there. So you can check it. So integration cloud, so data quality and applications. So for this, we do have different services. If you go to the home page, right? If you go to the home page, you can see if I'm going to the data integration, so you'll be seeing the home page. So in this home page, so you can see the overview. So what are the different runtime environments it's running in your system? So how many connectors we have already created and how many projects? So here in IICS, we'll call it it's a project. So we can have a project, multiple projects. So inside the project, we can create a folder. So if you go to one project, so you can create multiple folders. If multiple developers are working in one particular project, so all the developers, you can create different folders, and it's based on the project teams they will create. Okay, so if you have multiple teams, multiple projects, so we can create projects and folders in the Explore. In the Explore, we can create multiple projects and folder. I will tell you how to do that. So if you go to home, then you can see all this. Assets is nothing but we do have mapping and we do have the session, we have the task here and task flow and different components. All this will have. Okay, so the overview, you can see the runtime environments. The runtime environment is very important. So this is nothing but it will show you all the status. So in real-time project also, we'll be having Informatica Cloud hosted agent. Yeah, it should be up and running always. And then we will be having a different runtime environment. So this runtime environment is running in our system. So to create a connectivity between our on-premises server to the cloud. Say for an example, in organizations, so we will have, see, this is what our organization, you assume that. So this is what our organization. The left-hand side, we have the organization. We have some database server, right? So here we have the database server. So different database servers we can have, and this might be your relational database servers, and it will be having a remote server. Will have the Unix server will have the flat files. If you have any third-party vendors, you can get the files from the third-party vendors. They will be placing the files here. Then you'll be having an Informatica Cloud servers. Okay, so this is our Informatica cloud server, and here we have the other cloud servers also. Say for an example, AWS we have to extract the data from this particular server, our RDBMS to AWS we have to look. Then we have to have one connectivity. It should connect the data from our RDBMS. Okay, so our on-premises server to the cloud servers, right? So if you take any database, so organization, the data are very sensitive, right? So it's very sensitive, and they need to have a proper firewall and proper security to manage their data. So for this, we have the RDBMS here. We have different file system here. Okay, so we have the different file system, different sources you can have. So we need one particular tool to interact with the cloud servers and manage all the metadata informations, and it should connect with the Informatica cloud also. The Informatica cloud also we need to have. So Informatica cloud will store your metadata informations. It will not store your actual data. It will store the organizational metadata only. Okay. Say for an example, this RDBMS we need to connect, and for this AWS we have to load. So this is what the connectivity, and this is the gateway firewall and everything we have to have, right? So all the information will be stored here, mappings and mapping task and connections. So everything should be stored in the cloud servers, right? So it will hold. This is what this Informatica cloud hosted agent will hold it. And this is the secured agent, right? It will create a connection between our RDBMS to this one. The all our application data, everything will be maintained behind the firewall. So this secured agent will provide the security. Okay, this will provide the security to make the connectivity between the RDBMS server to the outside servers. So that's what it will maintain. If you look at the architecture, so already I have explained what is Informatica on-premises server. So what is Informatica cloud server? So on-premises server, so it's Informatica Power Center. So Power Center is on-premises server, right? For an organization, if you want DTL process, you can go with two-way. One is Informatica Power Center, other one is Informatica Cloud. Informatica on-premises server, it is interacting with more RDBMS servers, RDBMS, database management system. So one RDBMS, Oracle to Teradata. So Oracle to SQL Server. So RDBMS to RDBMS, it is used to move the data, right? So this is what Informatica on-premises server will do. Informatica Cloud, so it can interact with the cloud system as well. So if you look at here, so on-premises server, this one I have already explained. So this will be running on Windows machine, Windows server or Linux server or Unix server. So Informatica Cloud is running on the secured agent is installed. Okay, so you'll be having secured agent in our system. So it will be running on this. For Informatica Power Center, need to install Informatica on-premises server. So everything that organization should have the server as well as client. So as a developer, we'll be working on client only, not on the server. Who will connect to the server? The Informatica admin team, they will connect. But in IICS, it's a web-based cloud integration tool. No installation is required. So everything the Informatica Corporation, they will take care. Just how much amount of resources we are using, for that we have to pay. So this is on premises. We have a repository, like RDBMS should maintain here on cloud, managed by Informatica. So that repository, metadata, so everything will be maintained by Informatica cloud only. So pay for enterprise license, then you can use it. So at any time, but here pay for what we use. That's what we will go for the cloud servers. So if you look at IICS architecture, so this is IICS architecture. Yeah, for Informatica Power Center, we need to install repository. So if you go to our organization, they will have a repository. So they will say like repository tables. So who will maintain that repository? The organization will maintain. But in IICS, the repository, everything will be maintained by cloud. Okay. So they will maintain it. RDBMS server is in local machine, not in our local machine, in the organization servers. So I'm talking about the organization only, not in our local. So in our system, we need to have a local machine. Yes, we have. But in organization, this RDBMS will be there in local server, their server, on-premises server. So this is on-premises server. This is AWS and all. It's a cloud servers. This Informatica cloud will provide connectivity between RDBMS to this cloud servers. It will do all the data transformation logic, and it will extract the data from our RDBMS to cloud, and it will hold all the metadata informations. We need to maintain a security, right? Our data should not pass out of this firewall, right? All the transformation, data should not be passed out of the firewall. So for that, they will keep the secured agent. So if you look at this architecture, you can see this is the Informatica cloud architecture. The below, you can see the Informatica cloud repository. The Informatica cloud repository maintained by Informatica Corporation. They will maintain it. So this is external endpoint. So you'll be having a Salesforce, NetSuite. You'll be having other cloud agents like you have the AWS, we have the GCP, we have the Snowflake. All the endpoints will be having. Okay. So there will be more connections in runtime environment. Yes, all the connectors will be available in the cloud. So we can take that. See, this is the endpoint. This is our cloud, as I told Informatica. Then this is our local files and databases. We do have internal endpoints. Internal endpoints is nothing but, so what I have explained here, RDBMS and file system, all this. So this is what our internal endpoints. This is our AWS, the Salesforce, NetSuite, all this. This is our Informatica server. Informatica, okay. So Informatica cloud secured agent. So this is what Informatica secured agent. This is our Informatica cloud. So this secured agent will be there in the organizational local server. So they will install it. It will create a connection between the Informatica cloud repository and the external endpoints and the internal endpoints. So how we are moving the data? We can move the data from our internal endpoints, our local file system, our local database like RDBMS system or any other external databases, cloud databases. You want to read the data from your Oracle server to your AWS? Yes. So that information, right? Which is source? Oracle database, which is in our local on-premises server. Which is our target? Our AWS. So here we have, right? So that information will be stored in the Informatica cloud repository. When it has to execute the schedule informations, when it has been executed, who is the owner, and everything will be there in the Informatica cloud repository. So we have to establish connection between the external endpoints and internal endpoints through securely. So that's what Informatica cloud secured agent will maintain. So you can see this HTTPS protocol, right? So we have the business data. Yes, this is business data, not metadata, but this is the metadata. Okay, so this is the metadata. So metadata configuration, administration, all this will be having the HTTPS. This one is the firewall. Okay, so the firewall connectivity, why? Because we are connecting with external endpoints with our internal data source, right? And then Informatica. So here 3 parties are involved. What are the 3 parties? Here our organization. Say for an example, company ABC. So you take company ABC here. So they are the party, right? So here we are the organization. Here we have, okay, our RDBMS servers are there. So this one, and this is our AWS, Salesforce and NetSuite, all our cloud providers. So since we are moving towards on the cloud, this organization wants to store their data in the cloud for their merchant reporting, all other business intelligence reporting from here. Okay, or they want to extract the data from here. They want to load it into some file system here, and they want to send it to other systems. Like, so we can move the data from here to here, here to here. So we are moving the data from here to here. This is actual data. So actual data should be moved from here to here, right? So that's what we will create a ETL logic. ETL logic. This one we need to provide. But can I connect directly? No, through secured agent. So through this secured agent, we will connect. So this via this data will be flowing. Okay, so clear on this. Via this it will be flowing. This is called business data. Business data is flowing from here, Salesforce or NetSuite, or we have something like AWS, we have GCP, we have Snowflake, all this we have. So from here we can extract the data for our reporting purpose. We have the Google Looker, we have Tableau, Power BI, all this, right? So we can take it from here. But we need to provide information. Okay, so for this 8 a.m. morning or 7 a.m. morning, so on daily basis, go and take the data from here, do this transformation logic and load it into a AWS. So this information, where it will be stored? It will be stored in the Informatica cloud repository. So that's what hosted secured agent. So this is our on-premises one. See here, secured agent on a machine with web browser and internet access. So Informatica cloud connectors deploy on the secured agent. The connection information will be stored in this secured agent, but all the metadata will be stored in this repository. Clear on this? So this is what your HTTPS connections. So metadata configuration. Metadata means it's a data about data. I hope you are clear on this. So that's why here we have one server, Informatica cloud hosted agent. This is on-premises, sir. Okay, cloud on-premises cloud secured agent. So if you are going to a real-time project, in real-time project, you'll be seeing your development, you'll be seeing one server, QA one server, and production one server. Like that, you will be seeing different servers. Okay, runtime environments is up and running. I hope you are clear on this. Okay, so now if you go here, you can able to see that recent assets and how you have used it and everything. So if you go here, explore, so you can see this explore, and in the explore, you can find a lot of projects. So you'll be having a lot of projects here. So if I want, I can create a new project. So you can go to new project here. I can create a new project. You can mention that. So weekday 7 a.m. So just I'm creating one project 7_a.m. So like this, I'm just creating one name. This is the project. So inside the project, see here, one project has been created, right? 7 a.m. You can go inside, and inside the project, you can create multiple folders. So you can create folder 1 here, and you can create one more folder 2 here, or practice folder, or whatever it may be. Okay. So like this, you can create a practice, or you can create a training, something like this. Okay. So if I want, I can rename it. I can copy and I can do anything like here you can do it. So whatever you want, you can do it. Okay. So here you can do it. So I will go to this one. Whatever the mapping, whatever the task we are creating, all should be there in this folder, or all should be there in this particular project. So this is called a project. Inside a project, you can create n number of folders. Okay, I can go to this new. So this is what the my jobs is nothing but you can see this my jobs. This is something like a monitor. So whatever it has been executed previously, you can able to see here. And this is our import export logs. So whenever you want to import or export any mapping you have created already, just you can see the logs here and you can download the one. Say for an example, you have already created, you have created a mapping and the task and everything. You want to export it. Say for an example, you want to export it, this one. So how can I export? So take this. So you can, if you want, you can take all this. So you can select all this, you can export it. See, as that's the one. So you can click here and you can click on the export and it will be exported like the files. So you can see here mapping and the runtime environment and all the connections. This is job number one. So you can just export it. So whatever you are creating, so just import and export. So it will be exported and it will be available here. You can download it. So why I'm telling now, see, if you are creating this particular account, it will be there for 1 month only, right? So now and then you export it. So keep this job. Whenever you are going for new account, you can import it. Whatever the mapping you are creating or mapping task or task flow you are creating, just you can export it. So in our Informatica Power Center, how we will import our XML component, right? Same way here it is a zip file. This is a zip file. So you have to create the job. So import and export logs will be available always. You can take it from here. Okay. My jobs is nothing but Informatica monitor. So you can see this when it has been executed. So how many record processed, and you can go inside and you can get the logs. See, all the logs will be there in the cloud only. They will maintain in the cloud servers. Then if you need, they will connect through the network. See here, they're connecting here, right? Waiting for this Informatica to respond. So it will be there in the cloud only. So it is not in our local. So from the cloud, you can connect and then you can download and you can see this. So this is what the cloud servers are very much important. This is something like a metadata only, right? So this is something metadata. This is something metadata. So all this metadata will be stored in the cloud servers only. Okay. Then you have the explore. So if you go to the explore, then here you'll be seeing all the folders and everything, right? So you can go to all projects. You can open this project and you can go inside. So just you can go inside and here you can go to new. If you go to the new, you can find a lot of different asset. You can see the task, you can see the mapping, so maplets, task flows and components. So what is that, right? So normally in designer, we have the mappings, right? In our Informatica Power Center, in designer, we have the mappings. So here we will be having a mapping. You can create a mapping, deploy data integration logic. So whatever it may be. So this is a mapping. Source to target, we can move it. You can create a mapping. Then you'll be having some templates here. Some templates, replication, all these templates here. Integration templates, data cleansing, data warehousing templates. So instead of creating manually, they have given some templates. If you want, you can use it. And maplet, it's a reusable component, like how we have the reusable transformation, reusable maplet, right? So you can create a maplet, and they have newly added this maplet for Power Center import. By using this maplet, we can create a new maplet, and this maplet Power Center import from the Power Center. If you have any maplet, you can import it, and maplet for SAP connections. So this one. So whatever it may be, you can. Mostly we will use this maplet to create a maplet in IICS. Then we have the task flows. Task flows is nothing but we have the workflow, right? We have the linear workflow. Linear means you have to create multiple inside the task flow. You can have multiple. Linear task flow is nothing but, okay. So you have the task here, one task, second task, that means session, another task, like this linear task, one by one. This is called linear. If I want to create a parallel one, you have to go to the task flows, this task flows or parallel task with a decision task. So all this will be having. This one I will take later. This is nothing but task flow in our IICS we have the task flow. In our Informatica we have workflow. Okay, so task is nothing but our session, and here we are the components. Say for an example, I want to create some fixed with file format. You have to first create fixed with file format. You have to create a component here, and you want to read the data from Excel file. You have to first of all you have to create intelligent structure model. You want to read the data from JSON for a JSON file or a XML file. You have to create a hierarchical schema, right? So like this, you'll be having lot of fun, shared sequence and user defined functions. So all this you'll be having file listener for file watcher, the event wait will create, right? That one. And business services saved queries. You can save the SQL queries, and whatever wherever you need, you can use it. This one. So by using these components, you can save the structure and everything. It's like a template. You can create it and then we can use it. If you go to the task, right? Task is nothing but like a session. So we have a mapping task. Yeah, whatever the mapping we have created, for this mapping, we have to create a mapping task. So as I told, without mapping task also, you can run it, but it will not store any variables. Okay, any catch values. So if you have any catching values, it will not store. It is need to store any variables or the parameters and values to be stored. Mapping cannot store. Only mapping task can store. So whenever you are using sequences or mapping parameters and connections, you want to pass the cache values, lookup cache and everything, you create a mapping task. Okay. So always create a mapping task. Synchronization task. So it's like a synchronization between two servers. So data you want to, here we have one server, US server, you have UK server. So you want to create a synchronization job to synchronize data from this server to this server. Whatever US data, all the data are available. You whatever the data you needed for US, UK or Europe regions, regional wise, you can create a logic and then it will synchronize. See, synchronize data, it will synchronize existing object. Okay, that object should be available in the target, but replication target task, right? So it can replicate n number of tables from source to target. Okay, at a time n number of tables. So here one job only, one flat file, one table only you can synchronize at a time for one task, but here we can create multiple replication tasks. So this concept and all I will take separately, then you'll get clear idea. And masking task is nothing but, if I say for an example, you want to create a ETL logic to mask or encrypt the data for credit card information or Aadhaar card information or something. Okay, SSN number, you have to mask it. Last 4-digit credit card. So debit card information that I have to mask it. You can create a masking task, but this is like a licensed one. So here we cannot use it, but in real-time project you can use it. Okay, power center task. So power center task is nothing but, if you have power center workflow with only one session, as of now they have configured with only one workflow with one session. That's what they have configured. So you can use this power center task to take XML file from Informatica Power Center and import it into the IICS. You can create a IICS mapping by using this Power Center task. So import a Power Center workflow so that you can run it as a cloud data integration task. So this one you can use it. And data transfer task. So this is simply you have to tell source and target, one-to-one mapping it will create, and data integration, data cleansing. So all this different tasks we have. Okay, so I hope you are clear on this. Yeah, so someone you have raised hands on the secured agent, I think. So if you have any questions, now you can ask me the doubts.
Chandra, the goes to means the how the Informatica, the other the ICS, not the before one, that has the coming data from the the front, the OLTP to ETL to the, we do that way, right? it
Yeah,
get to
correct.
the to go warehouse.
Yeah, the
How
OL.
how here goes? How?
Yeah, so OLTP, if you have OLTP system in your local RDBMS, right? So RDBMS
Yeah.
is nothing but our OLTP. So this is
Oh,
what
okay.
the OLTP we have. So from here,
Okay.
we will store our organizational transactional data, right? So
Uh,
we are, if you are
yeah.
using any Oracle or any SQL server for your OLTP system, you'll be having your
Okay.
on-premises server. So from
Okay.
here, we are going to extract. So through this Informatica Cloud Secured Agent, so it will create a firewall and everything. So we are going to load the data into a cloud system like AWS or GCP or anything by using some transformation logic. Here we are using some business data. Business rules will be applied and it will be moved from here to here, right? So that information from here to, this is OLTP we have, this is OLAP we have. So from the cloud, we are taking this is nothing but our EDL. So enterprise data lake.
Where is the OLAP? Where is the
This
this
is one.
OL?
Yeah, EDL is nothing but our OLAP. Okay.
Okay.
Enterprise data lake or enterprise data warehouse. So we have.
Okay.
So from here, it will be extracted the data downstream and it will be passed to our downstream applications.
But when you're extracting the data, then going through the secure agent, I'm right?
Yeah,
Middle
correct.
has secure.
Yeah, this will create the secured connection from our RDBMS to the external endpoints.
Okay.
So all your metadata and the mapping and everything be there in Informatica Cloud. Okay, so did you see that I have downloaded the logs, right? So if you look at here, I have executed already the mapping. Okay, this mapping, I need the log for this. I want to check the log. So if I want to download the log, it's showing like here, if you see the left hand side corner, it will show you, it will connect to the local cloud servers, right? It is connecting. See this? Are you able to see this? It is connecting this HTTPS. It will connect. So that's what from my local, it's downloading, but it will connect to the cloud servers and then it will connect. You remember while we are installing the software, we have selected the data servers, right? Data center.
Yes.
So in
Yes.
that state data center, all your metadata will be stored. So whatever you are seeing here, these are all called metadata. So if I'm going to connect here, so this will be showing the metadata. It is connecting to the server. If you remove this network, right, it will not connect. Okay. So any other questions? Others? Do you have any other questions?
When you see this home page, right, in the administration section, you can see the runtime environment. The same way there could be I heard this one, serverless runtime environment. What is that serverless runtime environment?
Yeah, serverless runtime environment means, so if you do not want to have your server, okay, organizational server, so you can opt that server also, this local server also, the secured agent we have, right? So that also from Informatica Cloud itself.
Okay.
They will provide it. They will create a connection from our organization to Informatica Cloud. So they will create a server for us. Then you can store it. But for that, you have to pay. So how much resources you are using. But mostly we will use that on-premises server.
Okay. On-premise, nothing is there in on-premise, right? If you have any source database, that one is going to be on-premise. Rest, even repository also going to lie in the Informatica Cloud only, right?
Yes, correct.
What it is there in the on-premise, maybe except the source or target, as per the project perspective.
Yes,
Nothing
everything will be there in cloud only.
Okay. In a real-time scenario, what would be the on-premise generally?
On-premises means they will maintain it. Say for an example, if you take ABC Bank, okay, some bank I'm saying, so that bank will maintain that all this. See, they will have the banking data, right? They need to use that banking data very securely, all this, right? So so their transactional data will be stored in one particular database. So from the different application they will have. So payroll information, CRM, SAP, different application they will have, right? So all these application servers are on-premises server. They will have AWS, GCP and all. Nowadays they have Snowflake and everything for data lake purpose. It is there on cloud. So if I want to do some data transfer logic, so that should be through this secured agent only, it will be flowing. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Now here everything, any data goes through secure agent, am I right?
Secured agent will provide the security, right? It will provide the connectivity from our server to the cloud server and our cloud, this Informatica cloud, right? So this will provide this connection. If you see here, metadata will be available here. So for an example, 8 o'clock, you have to run the flow, right? So where all the information will be stored, the scheduling and everything will be there in the Informatica cloud repository. This repository, 8 o'clock, it will trigger. It will trigger, and through this information, it will be passed. It will take the data from here. Say for an example, you have today's data. So that should be taken from here. And through this, it will create the connection, and then it will go to, and it will load it here. And once it gets loaded, so it will be, we'll have something like some commit point or some timing. Then downstream application, they will refresh the reports automatically. We'll have the refreshed reports here. So reports, Tableau and Power BI and all, it's an automatic refresh, right? So whenever the data you are going to see here, so it will be updated from here only, data lake only. So we are taking it. So that's what it will create all the connections, all the reports and everything. Business intelligence reports we are taking. So this is what it will take.
Sir, I was practicing this, after that table we did employees, I was trying some other tables. So I just have a query that here it is I'm getting option for when I'm doing mapping. Okay, I'm getting option for exact field name map and smart map. So manual mapping, how do we do that actually?
Yeah, that and all I will explain later. Yeah, our mapping I will explain. So while doing the mapping, I will explain. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And one more question I had actually. So with respect to other for in IICS, so for data streaming, so what all the services are available?
Yeah, data streaming, we have say streaming data, you have the connectors only. Okay, services are same services. Okay, so different connectors will be having it. So that connector we have to use, that's all. So this is secured agent, right? So secured agent is deployed within customer on premises or in the cloud. Okay. So the data sync, so you can do the data sync between your cloud and on premises server also, right? So that it will show. It supports this secured agent, right? This supports both batch data as well as the real-time data. Real-time means the streaming the data. It will support.
So in IICS we have connectors to stream the
different
data.
connectors. Yes.
So in that case, if we are connecting to S3, so in AWS we have like EMR, all those data streaming, right? So which one we will be using? Connectors IICS, yeah, AWS provided services for data streaming.
So you have to use the IICS connectors. Okay, so if you go to the administrator here, if you go to the administrator, in administrator you can find so a lot of different connectors. By default, you'll have some basic connectors. Okay, if you go to the runtime environment, the connections, this is by default connections. New connections, you can choose from here, right? These are all the connectors. But whatever here we are seeing that Google BigQuery, this is the connectors I have chosen, right? If you need additional connections, go to this add-on connectors. So go to this add-on connectors. If you want to have the EMR connectivity, right? So you can make it. So you can type it here. So this is what the Amazon connectors we have. So different connectors we have. So you can choose it from here. So as of now, we have Amazon S3 connectors and we have Redshift connectors. So Aurora. So all these connectors we have. But in real-time project, we have more connectors than this. So why? Because we have
Okay, we have Kinesis. Okay,
yes,
okay.
yeah, everything is there, and we have more connectors in real time. I will show you one document. So different connectors are available. So if you go to this one, right? So this one, this architecture, the cloud connectivity. If you go to this one, AWS, yes, it can connect. Databricks, yes, it can connect. Google Cloud, NetSuite, Azure, Salesforce, Snowflake, Tableau, Workday, MongoDB, everything it can able to connect. So if you go to this particular link, so I will show you. Yeah, so please go on mute if you are not talking. So I'm getting some background noise. Yeah, it will disturb on the while seeing the recording. So if you go to this connectors, right? So you can see this all cloud connectors. So go down, you can see this all the connectors. So AWS, you want to see all the connectors? Yes, we have the EMR connectors you asked, right? So EMR connector, Redshift connector. See, if you go to this, you can see all the different connectors. A lot of connectors are available. So not only this, so you can see the FTP. Sorry. You have the BigQuery, you have Google API, Google Cloud, Greenplum. So if you click on, so more connectors will be having it. Okay. So all the connectors, these connectors will be there, and all the connectors will be there in our real-time environment. But here we have limited. So you have the Jira, we have Jira software also. You can connect, take the metadata information. So LDAP connectivity, and you can create the load test nodes, LinkedIn connection, Azure we have. Like this, we have a lot of connectivities. See here in Azure itself, we have the Azure Data Lake, so Azure Document DB, we have Azure SQL, so Azure Snaps, see SQL connectors. Like we have a lot of different connectors are available. So Excel, PowerPoint. So you can go MongoDB. We have ODBC connection, Netisa we have. So Oracle we have all the connectors. So you have the ClickView, ClickSense, all this REST web services you have. This is for REST API. So Salesforce, all the connectors. SAP, we have all the connectors. ServiceNow, Siebel. So like this, we do have lot of connectors. You can use any connectors to connect from our different on-premises server to the other servers also. Okay. So from A to Z, you have all the connectors. They are keep on adding. So they are keep on adding all the different connectors for the batch data as well as streaming the data. So it will support both. It will support. So Informatica Cloud Services, it will connect both batch data as well as the real-time data. Both it will connect. Okay.
Okay. So likewise, so in the runtime environment, like that connector for storage S3, I have to make a connection. For Redshift, I have to make a connection, and for working the glue or something EMR, I have to make another connection. So that many connections will be made.
Yes, correct. I will show you here. How to create a connection to S3. So if you have S3 connections in real time systems, you have S3 that we cannot connect it, but you can create one S3 account. Okay, so one S3 account here, and you can use it. I will show you how to do that. Okay.
Chandra, in sixth slide, OLTP is in the local database only, na? It will not be a cloud, right?
Yeah, it might be. They might be using it. So they can have it. Yeah, they can have it.
Okay.
Cloud also, they can create RDS server, RDS instances. They can use it. It doesn't mean that we need to have on-premises server. So anywhere they can use it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So this is the one I want to show you. This is what different connectors. So I will create connections for AWS here. Then I will show you how to create that secured connections. So this one I will connect. Okay, we have S3 connectors, right? So this one I will take. So from here we have to take. So it will be used for 30-day free trial connections. Only 30 days they will support. So you can add it. So you can use it here. Okay, so now it will be available on the connections. So I have connected S3, right? If you go to the connections, you can go to the new connections. Here S3 will be available. So for an example, I want to connect the S3. Yes, you can choose the S3 from here, right? You have to provide the environment, and the two things are important. One is access key, security key. So these two are important. If you go to the AWS, you can find for that particular bucket, S3 bucket, you will be having a access key and your secret key. So those two information you have to provide, and which bucket you want to store it. Okay, S3. So that bucket we have to mention here. So it will establish the connection. Okay, I will show you that, but this S3, your responsibility. Okay, you have to take care. So why? Because if you are wrongly using your AWS, they will charge. Okay, so that one I want to make sure that you have to take your responsibility. Yes, it will be created on AWS. The access key and security key, these two are important. In the real-time project also, these two information will be there. This information, they will create a connections, okay, in production, but in dev, you can create. Okay, so now we will go to this. This is the one for architecture wise. You can see all this. Clear? Any questions as of now? I will after some time, I will show you the different connectors.
Yes,
so now,
Chandra, each and okay, we have the data integration page and the administration page and monitor page. In all three pages, we have different options or icons. Can you explain all of them?
Which one? Just now we have seen, right? Which one?
Yeah.
Administrator.
All three: data integration, administration, and monitor.
Yeah, data integration we have seen just now.
Yeah, bundles. Here, what is the bundle mean?
So bundles we are not using that. So even I haven't used that bundles. Maybe it's a single component. You are making bundle and then you are deploying it, publishing it. So online servers, that one.
Okay.
So I will check and then I'll let you know. So this one, okay.
That's fine.
And so we will create one more connections for a flat file to table. So I will give you that information. You create it and load the data from flat file to our tables. Okay. So if you go to administrator, yes, I will show you. So if you go to administrator, so you can see this organization information here and licenses. So what are the different licenses we have? So they will show you this licenses information, all this, but this will expire. Okay, so this will expire. And this one metering, they have created now only in the August version only, they have created. And this one and this settings, the metering means how much resources we are using. Since this is a trial version, it will not be charged here. Okay, the limit how much we have and how much we have used as of now, they will not charge. But in real-time project, if you are going with, they will show. This is for only for administrator purpose. Okay, settings, you can see this upgrade settings and everything you'll be having here. So this one and all, we do not have access here in our trial version. We will not have access. Then users, so different users, we have only one user, so that's what our user we have. And if you want to create users, you can create add users here. If you want to create one more user, you can create. But normally in our real-time project, many users will be there, and user group they will create in real time. So they will create a user group, they will put you in the group, then whatever the group access you will have, so that particular access you will get it. User groups, user roles they will create. like this. For the users, they will assign this role, administrator, all this role, they will assign it. So this one, you can also assign it. So whatever you want. So if you want to assign the admin role, yes, we have different roles, we can assign it. So this user role, user group, users and everything in real time, we are not going to handle it. Okay. So connections, yes, in development environment, we will create it, but production will not create it. Say for an example, you want to create a schedules. Yes, you can create a schedules here. You can create a schedule here. So for an example, I want to create a daily 7 a.m. schedule. You can create here. So this schedule, you can use it over there. So that you can create a schedule. Okay. Then some logs will be there. So these two are new, they have added. So logs, all the logs will be available. So when we have migrated all this, okay, asset logs. So these are all the admin related stuff. So we are not going to have more on this admin. We are going to have more on this data integration. Say for an example, I want to read the data from a flat file system, which is available here. Okay. So file is available here and we have to load it into our RDBMS or RDBMS. Okay. So through secured agent only, it will be creating the connections like this. It will create the connections from here to here. So this from here to here only, it will be moved. Data will be moved. So how to create the connection, I will tell you now. So go to the HR schema, just to select star from, you can use, or don't use select star. You can use select column names. Say for an example, you can use describe table, DESC. So as of now in Informatica, so they haven't added custom date and time format. Okay, custom date and time format, they haven't added. In Power Center we have, right? If I have flat files, it is coming different date and time format, we can add it. But in IICS, we have predefined date and time format. So that format alone, we have to, we can use it. So how to use it? So just to describe the table, you get all the column names from here. Okay. So then you can use select the column names. So you have the employee ID. Yes, you can have employee ID and first name. Yeah, you can take it like first name, last name. So why I'm taking like this? So I need to have that hire date in different format. So phone number, then we have the hire date, right? So hire date, then we have the job ID. So like this you can take. So this one I will send it to you. You assume that our source team or third party vendor, they are sending the file system through our some server, FTP server or any server. In Informatica, you can establish the connections. So employees. So this hire date column, I'm going to make it like a 2_char format. Some format I'm going to make. You can also use this comma. You can use format. Okay, which format I want? DD, MM, hyphen, YY. Whatever the format you want, you can use it. So here as hire date. So this also you have to use. See, if you execute this, you'll be getting the columns, right? Date and time format in this format. Okay, DD hyphen MM hyphen YY format. This column you have to use it like a hire date. It's a alias name. Just to right click on this, you can go to export. I'm just creating one CSV file. So you assume that our third party vendor places the file here in FTP server. Okay, or drop zone or anything, they are placing the file. So we have to read the data from this file and we have to do some transformation logic, load it into any cloud or any RDBMS. Okay, so RDBMS, anything you can load it. So how can I take data from this file system? So normally they will place the file. So third party vendor.
So my question is like nowadays we use SFTP files, right?
Yes.
Like
Yes,
yeah,
you can
because
use.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, so you can use FTP or SFTP or drop zone also. So always communicate with the source team. Yeah, these are all the format our system will follow. Or what you can do, you can read the data, the higher date format in a string format. Just to read the data in a string format from the file system. Whatever they are placing, okay, you can inform them that this format only our Informatica can read. That don't change the format after that. If they are sending the format, take the format as string, on Informatica we can convert it. They are saying that okay, we will send the format as string only, you can convert it. If they are saying yes, you have to read the data as a string, and by using expression transformation we can extract from here. Okay, we can extract the
Yeah.
date format only. Okay, that we can do. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So now what I'm going to do, this one I'm just creating. So just click on export. Since we are the one, we have to create the file, right? Just you can click on export CSV file, and I do not want any code. The enclosure I do not want. It will have the double quotes. Okay, I do not want. Then go to where you want to save the data. So you can save it anywhere. I can just store it here. C drive SRC files. You can create anywhere. Just I want to save the file here. S_ff_employees. Save this and go to next and finish. So the file will be saved here, right? So you can go to C drive. I have just created SRC files. So this one today I have created now, right? So just right click. You can open it. You can see this data here, right? So this format and everything. So this one, see here, I'm just making this different data to show you this data only loaded. Okay, just I have loaded here. So I have changed it. So this data, we have to make it like a source. So how can I read the data from the file? So file you can have anywhere. So just the only thing is you have to create a connection. So first of all, go to the administrator. Okay, go to administrator in your system. Go to this page. Go to connections. Create a new connection in your system. You will have less connection only. Create a new connection. You can make it like S_ff_1. Anything. Okay, source flat file connections or flat file connections. So you can put description if you want. As I told, you can have FTP or SFTP also. If you have the files in SFTP, you can provide SFTP, all the information you have to provide. Then IICS can able to connect with SFTP, and then it will show all the file system, then you can take it. As of now, the date format, as I told, right, we do not have any custom date format. Here, whatever the date format they have mentioned, in this format only, any one of the date format. So that's why I have extracted with the date format like this. See, I do not have SFTP. Here I'm going with flat file system. Only thing is SFTP or flat file or anything. In our local, we have the file. Otherwise, you'll have file in SFTP, right? So that you can create all the you can provide the details and you can connect. In real-time project, this connection will be created by, in development environment, we can create it, but in production or any other environment, right? UAT or any other environment, they will create it. So flat file, you can use a runtime environment. So where the file system you have here, right? So you can copy this. You can copy this, paste here, and date format. What is the date format we have chosen? It's a DDMM YYA format, right? Code page. Code page you can select. So whatever the code page. UTF-8 means Unicode characters. If you have different characters set, right? You'll have Unicode characters, Japanese characters, Chinese characters. So all this you'll have different Unicode characters here. You can take that code page. So UTF-8, yeah, it's a one, it will take. So you can test connection. So now it is establishing the connection. and then it is pinging that its connection is successful. Then save this. You can use this connection. Go to data integration now. It's very simple. Then go to your explore. So whatever, wherever you want, or create new mapping. So create new mapping, create it, source here. So first you keep here, and wherever you want, 7 p.m. it is there. So you can use it, our folder, whatever we have created, weekday 7 a.m. Just you can choose this location, this folder, this one. And here, if you want to make this folder, yes, you can use the folder also here. And mapping name. So take m underscore source underscore flat file we are reading employees data. So you can use this way, create like this, and this source, click on the source, go here, source here, and the connections. We have already created this connection, right? Choose this flat file connections. It's a single object. So file list, I will tell you after some time. File list is nothing but indirect file loading. So here we have the single object. Click the select options. So it will create the connection, and then it will show you this file we have created, right? It will show you. Click on OK. Since source is a flat file, okay, so you can click on the formatting options. So it's a delimited file. Fixed with file, we will see it tomorrow. It's a delimited file, comma separated value file. CSV is nothing but it's a comma separated value file. Each and every field will be separated by comma, right? So you can see this comma, and all the options like text qualifier. You have double quotes? No. So you do not have any text qualifier, right? So you can use none. And if I have any other delimiter other than comma, you have to mention this other here. Then you have to provide all the different delimiters. As of now, comma only. So this option and all we will see tomorrow. Then first data row. That means we are selecting the data from second row. First row, if I have header, okay, from second line only we have to read it. So that's why first row at this one. So what we are going to do? So click on OK. If you want to check the data, you can preview the data. So check here. So you can see this data. Okay, it's reading the data, right? Yes, it's reading the data. You can done. Since it's a flat file, you will not see any query options. You will not see any this SQL query here. Okay, so only the tracing level. So tracing level is nothing but your amount of information in the session log. So the field you have to do it. Go to field. You can see this, all the field data type is string only. So we have to provide the connect one. So right side you have the options. Go to this options, click on edit metadata. So then only you can able to change it. So employee ID. So what is the data? Number. It's a number of 4 digit. So number of 4. And string I have number of 30 characters or 50 characters, whatever it may be. Even you can have 255. So no issues. So how many characters it will accept the string? So you can accept 4,000 characters or more than that also. So you can give here string, and phone number also string only. It is not a, so since it has dot, right, it's a phone number also string. So this one is date and time. So date and time, it will automatically take the precision and scale. And job ID has the string. So you can have the 30 characters. So this one you have to do, otherwise it will fail. Okay. Salary column, you have to define like number, and you can have this number of, if it is whole number, you mention that scale, the precision alone. The commission percentage, right? The commission percentage is decimal. Since it is a decimal number, you can mention that, for an example, this is 10,2. So 10,2 means totally 10 digit, out of the 2 digits are decimal point. Okay, manager ID, it is also number of 4. So if you have the scale 0 means it's a whole number. Then decimal number here, 4 here, that's all. So we have defined everything. We have defined. So go to target. So this target I will take simply, go to target. So we have already created the target. As of now, we have seen two different connections. One is Oracle connection and flat file connection. Later, we will see other connections. Okay. We'll see some S3 connections, other connections. CT underscore employees. We'll take truncate and load and target field. So we check all the field, go to field mapping. Yeah, this field mapping, you have the field mapping options, manual as well as automatic, and then this one. So automatic, it'll automatically take this, right? Field mapping. If you want to go for manual, then manual you have to use exact field names, smart map. Smart map means if you do the smart map, so manually you are doing it, and based on this column data type, automatically it will take here. Okay. If you have O underscore salary here, salary column will be automatically take. But exact field name means exactly it should be matching. Here, if you have EMP ID, here you have employee ID, then smart map, it can connect. Exact field map, it cannot connect. Okay. So just to save this, we have taken the data. Here we do not have any source qualifier. So source and target, that's all. Source qualifier we do not have. Just run this table. So here we have the data table, right? So truncate. So I'm just truncating, truncate table T underscore employees. So manually truncating to show you that, okay, from here only the data is coming from. Just you can do this one and you can execute, run this and click on run and go to my jobs. So you can see this. Okay. So today the exercise is you have to do take the data from at least 5 to 6 flat files and load it. So all the 107 record loaded. You can see flat file to table we have loaded. So that particular data, whatever we have mentioned the flat file, right? So that has been loaded here. So all the data. So if you don't mention the scale, right, the commission percentage will not have this 0.3 and all. So we have the 2 decimal point, right? If you don't mention that scale here, it will not have that 0.2. So make sure that you are making the scale. Okay, on the source definition, the field here. Scale you have to make. Okay, so just to do this and the rest we will take it tomorrow. Okay, flat file to table, just to do this. I will send the recording, so please watch it and try to complete table to table, at least 5 to 6 mapping, flat file to table, 5 to 6 mapping. So why I'm asking you to, if you are very new to this IICS, so do this flat file to table, at least five flat file to 5 tables. Okay. Then only
Yes,
you'll get.
I'll send the video.
Yes. So yes, no source qualifier, whatever the source qualifier we have, so that will be there in source itself in power in IICS, whatever the source qualifier we have, right? So that will be there in query options, everything here we have. Later we will see it. Okay, I will explain that. Source qualifier properties, I will explain later. Yeah, we'll go slowly one by one. So today you have to complete flat file to table. So tomorrow I will take multiple delimiters and fixed with file, all this. Okay. Yeah, so I'm getting late. I will stop here. If you have any questions, you can ping me. I will answer it. Okay. Thank you all. I will send the recording. So please watch it and complete that all the exercises what I have given. See, don't think that, okay, it's very easy. No need to do this. So please do this session. Since I know this already, then I have taken correctly. But if you are first time, if you are doing it, you will get a lot of failures. Yes, you can learn from that. So please do it hands-on. Okay. Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you all. We'll meet tomorrow, same time. Thank you all.
Yeah, try to send it today, please.
Yes. I will send you. Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you.